Tolerant, nonjudgmental, and reserved describe ISTP. When they are objective, brilliant, and flexible, they tend to INTP. In the sheriff's department, the crafter is the arrest officer, and the logician is the persecution officer. Want more between ISTP versus INTP? We will tell you now. Number 5. Crisis management. Prioritizing is one of the crucial ISTP personality traits. They are relaxed and in control whenever there is conflict. To be fair, ISTPs are probably the ones who started the critical situation anyway. Yet, when using their senses to filter the needed information and stay grounded to understand everything better, ISTPs are better at crisis management. For emphasis, INTPs are overwhelmed by information that flows in a critical conflict situation. They prefer to use their minds to create the data instead of taking in the current avalanche of information. To perfect managing conflict and crisis between them, ISTP and INTP must learn to acknowledge their differences in response to an emergency. ISTPs should leave room for a little fantasy though feedback, while INTPs should try to see the logical side of things. If they are on such opposite sides of the crisis management spectrum, how do you think they will fare as colleagues? We will delve into their work styles and share the differences shortly. Number 4. Sense of environment. On the one hand, ISTP strengths and weaknesses combine to make them detail-oriented. ISTPs use their senses efficiently and can identify anything with quickness. All 5 senses are sharp and habitually the first point of contact when making decisions. Hence, their touch, smell, sight, taste, and hearing are incomparable. On the other hand, INTPs have an absent-minded approach to their environment. They are constantly caught in their imaginations and ideas that may be uninterested in their surroundings. The crafters have a function of sensing and intuition, so they have an ability to focus on details presented to them for decision-making processes. Logicians use the concepts presented to them to form intuitive decisions and create new information from those they are used to. To illustrate, talent manager Simon Cowell is ISTP, and Bill Gates is INTP. One listens and spots talent, while the other created a tech company out of nothing but his imagination. Number 3. Career. Before we get into their work ethics, let us talk about yours. We think that you have watched us enough to hit the subscribe button. Do it, or we take it, as you are not a good team player. Now the career that will have these two in the same office is theoretical and hands-on. For example, if they both worked in the sheriff's department and the crafter arrests the bad people while the logician does investigations. INTPs and ISTPs prefer those skills, respectively. For instance, ISTPs are excellent as pilots, police officers, paramedics, and everything that requires them to be detail-oriented and sensory-stimulating. They love unpredicted challenges that require their physical involvement to solve problems. In spite of enjoying these fields, they choose them for their less structured environments and flexible schedules. In contrast, INTP traits aspire for jobs in engineering, tech, mathematics, and abstract art. They are innovative and like to solve complex problems by thinking. They want to use their brains for analysis. The comparison of hands-on activities and critical analysis is another angle we will explore soon. What kind of information processing skills do they process that help them solve problems in their various skills? We will tell you later in the video. Number 2. Romantic relationship. While in a relationship, both parties are introverts, so they fit like a glove on the lack of social skills. ISTPs can be comfortable and share some words, but they like action over words. INTPs are closed off and only speak when they have considered their perspective from all angles. INTP personality type feel deeply for a romantic and passionate connection. They might be the best to hold deep conversations with because their verbal representation is more logical. Whatever comes out of their mouths has come through lengths of consideration, which is good. Meanwhile, ISTPs stand for one thing: they honor their independence and enjoy shared interests. Being into action over words, their love languages include acts of service and physical touch. Nonetheless, They are quick to let go when they feel like the relationship is controlling or changing them. Sadly, both are better off matched to people of a dominant extroverted function. Do you know an ISTP and INTP who have had a happy marriage? Tell us about it in the comments. Number 1. Information processing. ISTPs can be selective about their logical and objective information. Their creative sense and vision could be suppressed in their chase for well-crafted logic. Further, there is a limitation on the senses-filled information processing. If they do not feel it in their senses, they are not interested in exploring it. Without question, INTPs are better at processing information due to their flexibility. They rely on more sources than one for news. Thus, INTPs are better creative and innovative people. Their solutions are derived from thinking outside the box for complex problems. We could be rooting for INTPs in this round, although they can work this difference out amicably. ISTPs can learn to use their dreams, visions, and other brain processes besides their senses. INTPs can also open their minds to their senses a little more if they have to work together. Unless we can let our bias show, in which case we will emphasize creativity over logic. The only ISTP we acknowledge is Kobe Bryant. Meryl Streep and Tina Fey over Kourtney Kardashian and Michael Jordan any day if you want to know more about INTPs and who they get along with. Check out our previous video when the commander meets the logician. ENTJ versus INTP. Click to watch it now.